The 2020 Democratic candidates have their eyes on Iowa, and according to the Des Moines Register, the candidates made over 600 appearances in the state in the first 6 months of the year alone, and there could be some 3,000 more before the Iowa caucus next February. One of those events is happening tonight. Elizabeth Warren is hosting a town hall in Sioux City. Garrett Haake joins us live from Sioux City, Iowa. And Garrett, we know Warren is already seen as a front runner in this Democratic race, but there's still a lot of competition and a lot of time to go. What could she do to sort of set herself apart and to connect with voters tonight?
Only 600 events so far. I find that hard to believe. I feel like we've covered more than that. Look, Warren has been trying to stand out from this field by using her policy prowess, the same stuff that set her apart in the Senate on the campaign trail. She's been rolling out detailed policy plans on almost a weekly basis on every issue, from the economy to immigration to the environment. Today is no exception. This morning, she put out a plan on essentially right-sizing the financial industry, going right at Wall Street, which has always been a foil for her ever since she was a professor back at Harvard. This plan is about making sure that private equity companies don't come in and buy out things like your grocery store chain or your local newspaper, load them up with debt, fire the people who work there, and then leave the companies a shell while investors get paid. She's trying to ban things like that. She's trying to ban essentially super banks by putting back in place the firewall between banks where you and I might have our checking accounts and the banks that are the big investment banks that can make risky bets. She doesn't want them to be backed up by taxpayer money. And she's trying to make that kind of banking that regular folks do easier and quicker, making it so checks clear faster. She even wants to try to increase people's ability to bank through the post office. That's something that Congress has already approved, but there's not regulators in place to make it happen. She's going to be pushing that. This is really actually taken off, believe it or not. Despite the fact that some of these plans are super wonky, it has really made her stand out in this field. And you see Warren supporters wearing T-shirts with phrases like, "She's got a plan for that." Folks have really bought into the idea that Warren's not talking theoretically about what she'd do as president. She's got a long list of things that she wants to get done. That's gotten her into that top 2 or 3 in the polls among Democratic primary voters. But it's still, as you said, a very long way to go before the caucus here in Iowa in February. Hopefully it'll be a little cooler by then, Allison.
Yeah, Garrett, only 600 events. I feel like we've talked to you at more than 600 already. You mentioned it feels like a lot. And I know it's getting really hot out there. If you just stick with me for a quick question. You mentioned how you've seen people there wearing T-shirts saying she's got a plan. I know it's very important to both Elizabeth Warren, Joe Biden. They've tried to connect with voters on that more working class kind of message. Other things here that you're hearing from folks in Iowa besides the big Wall Street message that really is important from them, that they want answers from Elizabeth Warren tonight and in the coming months?
Look, the bottom line of Democratic voters I talk to is they want a candidate that can beat Donald Trump. Ideology and plans come second to that. And so that's one of the things that Warren has to, I think, still prove to a lot of voters. Is she tough enough? Can she stand on a debate stage with Donald Trump and take him on one-on-one? That's part of the reason we saw that big boost for Kamala Harris after the first debate. A lot of Democratic voters looked at the way she took on Joe Biden and thought, if she can do that with Joe Biden, maybe she can do that with Donald Trump. I think that's one of the things that we're going to need to see from Warren and from some of these other contenders who are polling a little bit lower than them, is this idea that they can be tough enough, that they can stand up to a president who a lot of Democratic voters see as a bully. And I'm not sure how the candidates can prove that except on the debate stage coming up in another week and a half or so.
All right, Garrett, thank you. We'll see you for thousands more events to come. I appreciate it.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.